Hello guys, welcome back to the channel. So another JAC review here at JAC Pasig. First, I'd like to thank everyone here, to Miss Lian and to Miss Sherlane for making this review possible. And today we're going to review one of the biggest cars you can buy from JAC today, if you do not include the pickup truck. This is the all-new JS8 Pro, and this is one of the most striking looking 7-seater crossovers I've ever seen. This grill, look at that. It feels like they designed everything and then they just left a hole here to just put the grill on. Anyway, kidding aside, I kind of dig the looks because of its aggressive and striking looks. And it has a full functioning LED DRLs, and these are your main headlights, and it's really huge. Look at that. And you get a ground clearance of 160 millimeters, just 10 more than that of the smaller JS4, which I just did a review of. Check it out on my channel. On the side profile, this is, humongous for what this is. Not as much cladding as I once expected, and surprised it's only surrounding the wheel arches rather than the whole piece down below. And these are running on 235, 15, 19 series tires, and they're really huge for this class of vehicle. And you have LED repeaters with cameras underneath. Just a bit of a garnish here with bronze trims. More on that later on. Above here, you get your roof rails along to with a sunroof. Powering this JS8 Pro is a ever familiar 1.5 liter turbocharged 4-cylinder engine, but this time, as you can see the number here itself, this one produces a whopping 189 horsepower and 300 Newton meters of torque, mated to a 7-speed dual clutch transmission. And don't worry, there's an actual engine underneath if you just remove all of this plastic. This is here just to absorb all of the heat, like with most of the Chinese crossovers out there. And this is why I wanted to review this car in the first place. It's a powerful engine, plus it's a 7-seater, and it looks really striking. I wonder how this will perform later on. Now here at the rear of this JS8 Pro, this still has a full functioning LED light bar. Well, the design in general looks just like a bigger brother of the GS4, which I think is still a good thing. One thing I don't like with this vehicle, just being honest, yep, you get fake exhausts. When you look way further underneath, you still get dual exhaust tips, just all in the right side, and you get a diffuser right here as well, which is hilarious. Reverse camera and open the boot up. Don't worry, this does not have a function because it doesn't go all the way up, but you can set the height in the infotainment system itself. So just squat a bit. There you go. So being a 7-seater, this is still pretty spacious. You have a total space here of 418 liters, which is pretty decent. You can fit a lot of bags and probably like 2 suitcases. If you fold the third row down, you have 1,253 liters. And the biggest party piece of this GS8 Pro, if you fold these guys down, look at the space. So now it equates to 2,153 liters, which I think is the best in this class. And you get an LED light on the right side. And then, oh, okay. I was wondering where that is. So you can actually place your, hold on, let me get this out if I can.
Much later.
Right there. Your tonneau cover. So not even, well, actually majority of crossovers don't even have this feature. So already a lot of good points with this JS8 Pro. Hold on, let me just fold all of the seats up first. Now this is the interior of this JS8 Pro. Wow, such a refresh compared with the rest of the models. And I believe there's a higher model than this one, even though it has a smaller number. Anyways, this is the most premium one I've ever encountered so far. And good job with JAC of making this a lot more premium than usual. In the door card, a lot of squeegee material and leather soft pads for your elbow, along with brushed trims, nice speakers, and yeah, this is dominated by two 12.3-inch screens, one for your instrument cluster, which displays your usual information, and one for your infotainment system, equipped with Apple CarPlay and Android Auto. And there's a 360-degree panoramic view camera. I don't see a 3D mode, but hey, at least there still is. And a lot more features with this JS8 Pro. And what is cool too, you have a tire pressure monitoring system, and you have a vehicle scanner itself. So how about that? I only see those like in the European models, example like that of BMW. So for this price point with that feature, you get really what you paid for with this vehicle. And yeah, it amazes me. You have this much tech, the space, the power, and all that at this price point. So I keep saying it because these cars are really great value and probably one of the most underrated Chinese brands here on our market today. And another great feature too, here you have two air conditioning vents, your engine start stop button, and toggle switches. And thank goodness you can control them still here as physically rather than in the infotainment system itself. But at least there still is, and the steering wheel feels now a little bit more European than usual. And I love their silver trim buttons for your cruise control and for your phone connectivity, along to with your instrument cluster adjustments. And just notice now, there is barely hits of gloss black in this. It's all the chrome stuff here, like in the center. You're not gonna be touching those anyway. They really nailed this vehicle. I'm amazed. Here you get a wireless charging pad, type A USB port, rotary shift gear selector, electronic parking brake, auto hold function, driving modes. So it says here eco's no. I don't know why we need that for this country. More on that later. Two cup holders, again with the chrome trim, and then center console box. It's a bit narrow, but it's very deep. At least though, you have a cooling function just inside. So if you want to transport your beer without driving, yeah, this will keep your drinks in check. And below the center console itself, you have a 12-volt socket and one USB type A port with a very large cubby space. Glove box, like the JS4. I think it's exactly like the JS4 in terms of the size itself. And here on the left side of the dashboard, you have your headlight leveler and side mirror adjustments, along to for your electronic tailgate and your electronic stability control button. And oh, that's an OBD scanner. My apologies. Above here, halogen lights, controls for the sunroof, sunglasses holder, and remember the sunroof stretches all the way to the second row. Visor, vanity mirror with LED light. Very good on that. Oh, won't extend, but at least you have a ticket clip holder. And what I like with this JS8 Pro, as you can see on camera, you have electronic adjustments for both front seats. How about that? Now here in the second row itself, door cards pretty much the same like the ones in front. Wait, sorry, I'll have to sit here in the middle immediately. One of the few combustion 7-seater vehicles that has no transmission tunnel. That's amazing. And the space here, yes, pretty good too. Wow, okay, I can stretch my head all the way forward now. And then despite the panoramic sunroof, look at the headroom. Even really the tallest of people can sit here in the second row with ease. Wow, that's amazing. And oh dear, there's a central armrest with two cup holders, and you get two map pockets on either side, and in the middle, two air conditioning vents, one type A and one type C USB ports, and a cubby space further down below. And having a benefit rather of having no transmission tunnels. Wow, that's amazing. You have great tie support too, and of course the back's just a little bit stiffer, but yeah, it's not so bad. Oh, this is a bit weird. For once, let's go to the third row. Now here in the third row of this JS8 Pro, it's pretty decent. I mean, yeah, actually the fit room is pretty alright. Yeah, the tie support so-so, but the knee room is alright too. Headroom, okay. Oh no, actually, there's a big lump here. If you just stretch just a little bit forward, you have a very good amount of headroom. This third row will be ideal for small children and small adults like me. So yeah, very good JAC of designing this for exactly 7 people or 8 if you have to carry someone here in the middle. And you get two cup holders and cubby spaces on either side, which is moving forward a bit. And here, exclusive on my right side, you get controls for your air conditioning system here in the third row, along to with one type A USB port. Yeah, that's about it. Let's go for a dive. Let's see what this is like. So eco off and then sport mode. Oh wow, it flies. This flies. Wow, okay, so let's just put you back to eco mode for now. And this is how you engage sport mode. It's not like with the toggle switch. The snow is a legit driving mode, but if you want to turn eco off, at least you just push it once again. And for the sport mode, you have to shift the rotary shifter to S mode. And one nitpick, I'll just be honest with this vehicle, I don't see any paddle shifters or manual mode whatsoever. However, though, first drive immediately with this vehicle and my impressions, that DCT was pretty good. I mean, there was no, try now, there you go. I don't feel any jerkiness whatsoever. It is really smooth for such a big vehicle. I don't know too if this is a dry type or a wet type dual clutch transmission, but if it's a dry one, I'm impressed. JAC has done a good job of tuning this vehicle. Like with the JS4 that I've driven earlier, I don't see any steering adjustments. This is just, I mean, this is it. It's really light, and they're off the line again. Yeah, very smooth on how it accelerates forward, and the brakes, again, yeah, it's a bit on the hard side, and there's some good modulation. Feels like a sporty crossover, and being a 7-seater, it does feel surprisingly light on its feet. And let's try now the suspension. Remember, this has, I think, both independent front and rear, and it's really comfortable, really composed, even though there's like slight firmness on it. Handles all the bumps and humps are really well. Yeah, this thing's really light. Some feedback to it, but it's lighter than I expected since this is a really big vehicle. Maneuvering here around in the tight streets of Pasig, surprisingly easy to drive, and you know where everything is. And what I like too, again, being a very long vehicle, the hood, well, the engine hood rather, is not as long as expected, so you know where to point this. And then let's go here now to the Lander's test route, and let's see how this handles even more. And of course, here's a big bump. Again, it's very much composed. Let's try now eco mode and just leave it in D. Okay, it hesitates a bit, but once you get going, you get going. Wow. And not to my surprise, having 300 Newton meters on the top, it really packs a punch. So snow mode, I had no idea what this is for. Maybe, again, if it's heavy rains, I think that's the only time I will activate this driving mode. But sport mode, look how responsive. Woo! Just a slight delay, very good. Let's try now handling. Okay, there's some bothering, but it's, again, not too bad. Oh, a bit of tire squeal here, but of course that's given if you have like 300 Newton meters on the top, then a bit of a sway. Right, that's really good. And of course, having those power figures, it's still pretty much very smooth to drive. The speed is there, but here in the cabin, it's a different experience. So I understand now why a lot of people are buying this in the first place. And I just discovered now too, if you leave it in sport mode, hence the driving mode itself, it will hang on to the gears much longer than usual. Then if you just leave it in D, it will tend to gear hunt, but of course that is to save fuel. And speaking of its fuel economy, we're averaging 8 kilometers per liter, which I think is pretty good. That much power, and you're carrying almost a fully loaded cabin, since you can carry to 7 people or even 8 or 10, depending on how big the people are. And yes, this is such a great vehicle. Another underrated hit from JAC. So now for the cost of all of this, another big surprise. This one stands at 1,350,000 pesos with discount. So this is the price now. I think now this is one of the best bang for the buck 7-seater crossovers that you can buy. You've got the looks, well, might be a hit and miss for some, but I like it personally. It drives really well. It's fuel efficient in a way. You got the space, got the tech, Apple CarPlay, Android Auto. I see no better 7-seater out there. So yeah, that concludes my test drive review of this JAC JS8 Pro. So again, I'd like to thank everyone at JAC Pasig for making this review possible. So one more time. And then fly. Whee! So hope you guys like and subscribe, and I will see you with more JAC reviews coming right up. Bye bye.